We're very glad to welcome onto the show two-time Rugby World Cup winner, two-time Sevens World Cup winner, Commonwealth Games winner, and now an O-Picky winner, Portia Woodman-Wickliffe. How are you doing?
I'm great, guys. How are you?
Yeah, really.
Probably not as happy as you. Well, as the only Blues fan here, I'm still a little bit happier than these other two, but no, it was an amazing performance. It was a defensive masterclass, really, at the end of the day. Known for your attacking prowess, but tackled at 91%, kept their lightning quick ball to 39%. They only converted 23% of the time in your 22. You must be really happy. Like that is what defines most teams that win championships.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that, and I think lots of people really only know me for my attacking. You know, I probably only really thought about that as myself as well. But what I've really enjoyed about rugby this year, or with Blues, is the ability to learn, and I'm learning alongside some amazing players. Ruahei, Kristen, like these girls are actually amazing players, and so I'm grateful I get to play alongside them. And their defense in that game, I was extremely proud of ourselves. To be really disciplined in those last 5 minutes of that game, man, it was unbelievable, even for us.
Were there any crucial words that were said within that last 5 minutes? Because, you had 16 penalties and probably no doubt your coaches would have touched on the discipline issues for most of that game. Was there anything that kind of switched that was talked about collectively that had that change in the last 5 minutes? Clean
hard, carry hard. And that was like I guess that's kind of what I remember. There's not a lot that I remember, just the fact that we were able to play to finish out that game. To be honest, I can't remember any messages.
I think that's what they call in-flow. That's a pretty good sign. But with 39% possession, you still got 7 line breaks. You ran more running meters at 965 to their 851. So although that was a defensive masterclass, it was actually an attacking masterclass. For the limited opportunity that you had, you made it count.
We weren't happy with the fact that they had all the ball, right? And we needed to make it happen whenever we did. Like you said, with the limited ball or limited opportunities, we had to make it count for those moments. And I think that's been us throughout the whole season, even to, a couple of our games throughout the season. We had very low possession or even territory, and we were still capitalising on the moments that we did have.
We've traditionally probably seen you playing on the wing, but this year you've been playing in the centre role. How have you found that change up in terms of, I guess, being a distributor, kicking defensively a little bit different? How have you found it?
Definitely harder in the terms of the strategic side. Like I'm a winger, and I was still learning winger as of in 15s. So to come into 13, my biggest mind shift was just catch the ball and run. This is my chance that I get the ball earlier, off the rack. I get to hit it up, which is really cool and different. But I think in terms of defense, I really enjoyed it because I'm able to smash people rather than having to chase them down the sideline. So there's a few different changes there that I really quite liked. But like I said, playing alongside Lou, Sylvia, like these girls were amazing and they made my job really easy, even though I've got a lot to learn still.
We've got Ruahei on the show in a couple of weeks' time, and we pre-recorded the interview, and she is one of the most impressive people I've ever met in rugby circles. So smart, so dedicated, such an amazing leader. What kind of things does she say to you on the field to keep you where you need to be as a centre, when you're still learning your craft?
She allows you to work on your strengths. And I think the cool part is she'll know certain moves that I can probably, do really well. And then there's moves that I'm probably not so good at it. So she'll help me play to my strengths. If my left to right isn't so great or I'm not quite able to see a hole, she'll help me with those moves in the game. She'll be like, hey, maybe just sit back a little bit deeper, stay deeper, or I'm going to look for this inside ball. Like she's really, like you said, she's really, really smart.
We saw it on the weekend, I think. Ruahei put you into a gap at one point where you ran a move where you had someone drift wide and you came in close and went through the gap. But that striking from scrums throughout the season has been huge for you.
Yeah, and I think what I put it down to is Bossy keeping things really simple, and he allows us to make the decisions with no repercussions, right? And when you have players like Lou, you run a hole, you run your line and she will put you in that hole. And like you said, that those two moves, it was the same move, but she was picking different people And I think for me, I'm still learning. Like I need repetition, right? Like these moves are completely new lines, new pictures I'm having to see. So it's getting the repetition for me. Strike moves are really exciting. It's so amazing when you practice it, and it comes out in a game like that, especially in moments like that.
Have you guys done a preview of the Waratahs? Is there, moving into Thursday's crossover final, is there opportunities you see in making it a double whammy?
I'm gonna get myself in a bit of trouble here. I haven't had a chance to look at them yet, but Lossie has sent in through some review clips. But we played them in pre-season, and they're a team that's played together for a long time. They've got a really amazing backline. Their 13, I think, is really talented. Even their winger, when we played them in pre-season, she was making breaks left, right, and centre. So I think it's going to be a really cool challenge, and I'm really looking forward to playing. I'm really looking forward to playing them. Yeah.
They both stood out in the final against the Reds. I think Georgina Friedrichs is the centre, right? And you must have come up against her in the sevens along the way.
Yes. Yeah. And I think we played against her maybe once or twice in the 15s for the Wallaroos. I've definitely noticed her throughout the years, and she's a really talented player, and I think her knowledge of the game is really amazing too.
When you look at a game like this and you've got such a short turnaround, you've obviously had some celebrations. How do you make sure that you nail that short turnaround in 3 or 4 days?
I think the big thing is recovery, which is funny. I say that, obviously not having quite done that as well, but it's the little homework moments. Lossie sending in clips, sitting with Lou, getting as many review opportunities in throughout the next couple of days. Tomorrow's training is probably going to be really important, just to kind of nail the opportunities that we see against the Waratahs, and that's where the backbone or girls who don't get to strip up, they play a big role in that, right? They play as Waratahs. They all have to play as Waratahs, and they'll defend as Waratahs. So I think for us, it's those moments that we're really going to have to work hard at.
I do love hearing their preparation side, Portia, for Jipper and I, a big part of how we think of the game. So it's great to hear that you're obviously still learning. So just with that, look, this is a hard question, because for myself personally and selfishly, would love to continue to keep seeing you on the world stage. Now, I know you've come out early and said that obviously you could be done in that space, but with hearing from you and the ability to want to learn, you still seem like you've got that hunger for the game. Is there any chance that we see you playing rugby more again at the highest level?
I guess there is a chance, but I love rugby and I love blues. So I'm going to be playing rugby for sure, forever. But I really don't know. If in my head, when I retired after sevens, it was, I'm finished with New Zealand. I want to play as many opportunities as I can. And I wanted to go off and travel around the world and play different rugby. And that's kind of still where my mind is. But playing with blues, playing alongside these girls, it's definitely made me question, could I go again? These girls make me want to learn, make me want to play. I love being around them. So who knows?
Oh, Portia, we'd love to see you there. We'd love to see you there. We'd love to see you there. Come on.
Put a contract on the table.
Oh, mate. Is Bunce listening?
You mentioned Lossie a couple of times. Just for the viewers, that's Carlos Spencer. What has it been like learning from him, a guy who played such free-spirited rugby?
It's really cool because you can see his mind thinking, and I love it. I love the way he coaches because he nips it, right? He sees something, he'll tell you straight away. Maybe that wasn't quite the right decision. I think we ran a move and I dropped under and he said, just carry straight. You can see the pictures and you can see he's thinking and he's creating those opportunities for us. He keeps it simple, but he's just really, really supportive. And for me, I love the fact that he's so knowledgeable.
Thank you very much for bestowing your knowledge upon us today. Good luck for the game on Thursday. Hopefully you guys come out as the inaugural crossover winners.
Thanks, guys.